We're finally going to talk about the most insanely simple step that most nail artists just glaze over, and it will get you even consistent results with every brush stroke. So in the last two videos, we talked about why nail art tutorials are pretty crappy nowadays. They don't really teach you any technique. They just show you to do something, but they don't show you how to do anything. And then in the last video, we talked about the couple of brushes that you need to master every single brush stroke for every design when you're doing hand-painted nail art. So if you haven't seen those, make sure you go check them out before you watch this one. But we are going to dive right in. Okay, so this is literally the most simple thing ever. Go grab any brush. I'm going to use a striping brush. And whatever paint you usually use that brush with. So I'm going to be using gel paint. And then picture you're in a salon, you're having a very busy day, your clients are asking you for designs here or there. So you're rushing through services, you go and you just throw your brush in the paint and you take it out and you're about to go paint that one little brush stroke and you see that tiny annoying ball of paint just gather near the tip of the brush. Does that ever happen to you? Because it's the most annoying thing in the world. And it's such a simple fix. No matter how many times you dip back in the paint and get more on your brush or move that ball of paint off of the brush, it's going to end up back there. And the reason why that happens is because there's paint covering the outside of your bristles, but they're not on the inside of the bristles. They're not on the inside of the brush. So the very, very easy, simple trick to fix that is to make sure your brush is properly loaded. And to do that, you're just going to take your brush, you're going to stick it in the paint, and you're going to go back and forth, wiggle it around until you see every single bristle start to separate and wave around freely. This is the same thing no matter what brush you're using. So if it's short bristles or long bristles or a thick brush or a thin brush, make sure you can see every single bristle separate so you know that there's paint in between each of the bristles. This can end up taking a little bit of time, especially when you have not used your brushes for a little while, because some of the product can solidify inside of the bristles and make it kind of stiff. But if you just keep working your brush through the paint, through the polish, through the acrylic water-based paint, it will eventually start to loosen up all the bristles. It'll break down the solvents that have dried up inside your brush, and you'll see every single bristle wave freely. And then you do want to make sure you're loading your brush all the way up to the base of the bristles so that the whole brush is covered in paint inside and outside. So then, no matter how long you hold your brush or just leave it on the side, you're not going to see the paint gather into that little ball. The paint is going to stay evenly coated on the brush. It's not just going to like pull or do some weird stuff anymore. So now you know you're going to get consistent, even lines, no matter what the thickness you choose to be doing, every brush stroke you do, because your brush is loaded properly. Super easy, so I want you to take your brush, load it properly, and really get a feel for how it paints now. And now you can start learning different techniques with the brush, and no matter what technique you choose to do, if you do it the same way each time, you're gonna get the same results. I hope this helped you out. I hope you liked this trick. Hopefully you've been doing this, but if you have not, then this is definitely going to help improve your hand-painted nail art instantly. And if you enjoyed this, I'm sure you're gonna love the Master Hand-Painted Nail Art course. We break down everything to the bare bones of hand painting. So what paints are best to use and when to use them depending on your design, how to properly clean and care for your brushes, and the best way to use them to get all of the essential brush strokes done as efficiently and consistent as possible. So if you're excited about that, make sure you sign up for the early bird waitlist if you have not already and reserve your spot. It's launching in a few days. I'm very excited about it. But in the next video, we'll be talking about the full blueprint of mastering the fundamentals. So each step by step, the process that you should take if you want to get a really strong understanding of how to do hand-painted nail art. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you keep your eyes open for the next video coming out in a couple of days, and I will see you soon.